batteries to charge up your energy. So you may change sneakers. So that first pair of sneakers, this is why I say it's important, of course, but it's not as important as buying your second and your third one, because they change how you operate and what you're doing in your bolts and all that. Normally, by the time you're ready for your second and third sneaker, you've learned a lot more in the game and understand it a lot better.
Long story short, start off with prepared trainers, right?
Trainers are the expensive dude. So if you want to get a pair of base trainers, you're looking at 18 to 20 Solana. Last time I looked, maybe for a 2 mint, if it's got 2 mints on it, you might get a 15 Solana. But that's a lot of money to recommend to people to get into. You know what I mean?
True. Okay. So then for a runner,
runners are around 12 Solana. So my baseline suggestion to people normally is that jogger, because it allows people a bit of safety either way. But if you know you can run 10 minutes a day, dude, runners still a good option. They're the cheapest sneaker because a lot of the people getting into the game at the moment are crypto native. So it's not a mainstream advertised app. So the runners aren't as popular, but you know, you earn more. So if you can handle the speed, dude, I've got a video on there which shows you me physically running, but you know what? You're on the treadmill and at the gym, it's not like you don't know what 10 Ks an hour is or 15 Ks an hour.
I played lacrosse and all that. So not the but so real quick about the account login. So Solana and then the Binance Smart Chain, all that stuff, right?
So it's two different chains. You can pick and choose. I'd be careful with the Binance chain at the moment based on the cost. So if you do want to do Binance, yes, but you're looking at a floor of 15 BNB for a common sneaker. Whereas on Solana, it's 12 to 13 Solana. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I'd have to get on to Solana to do that. I'm more familiar with the Binance Smart Chain, so. But it's not giving me an option to change that estimate. I picked either one. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. And so you either create a Solana wallet or you can import another wallet. For me, I just created a Solana and I've created Binance as well. Obviously, I've got a Binance Australia app as well, myself, an account. But I did buy ASICs myself last week, and I've been minting those. But it was only 2,000 sneakers to start off with, so that's been slow and expensive, and the minting. And Binance is different than Solana. It's an older chain. There's a lot more money there from old crypto, though.
So you suggest then making a Solana wallet, going the Solana route?
If it's the start of the game, dude, that's the cheapest way to get into the game and actually start to experiment it. And if you want to go the Binance route, your sneakers add up in your vault that include your energy. So buying it on Solana means later on it might be that battery sitting in your vault if you want to swap over to Binance.
Okay. All right. I'll go Solana. I guess I'll try that out then.
Yeah, dude. Awesome. Hey, come in for an activation code, get a bit of information.
It says player hasn't logged in yet. Did I wait on to do that stuff?
Did you not use the code when Jason gave it to you?
I did. It's that next step, but I guess maybe I wouldn't long.
Just whisper us afterwards, dude. Like, even if you need to open your DM, so Jason can send you one, or Jason can message you in a channel with it. But yeah, we'll just go to the question, man.
Yeah, sorry, man.
All good, dude. All good. All good luck.
Thank you, bud.
We have Dave, Ray, and
next to us, Dave.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello. Please.
How's it going? Sorry, I got me ripped and over there, so I kind of stuttering slightly.
It's did you use pliers or were you sitting in the chair under general?
Under general, thank God. Yeah, it'd be funny.
Good. It's probably one of the weirdest experiences in my life. Like this lady was pretty much standing on stirrups, just wrenching this thing out of my mouth, and I was under a local. Yeah, a lot of people, wisdom teeth. How old are you, dude? I was in my 30s when I got my first one pulled.
Yeah, I'm 31, but if they got players, I just wouldn't have gotten done. There's no way I was getting up.
Dude, I've never heard a crunch like that in my life. Wrench it out of you.
No way, man. No way. Anyway, just to get on massive fan of the channel. Very helpful when I first started getting into the projects. But my question more towards Jason, I suppose. So yesterday, I have 3 shoes, 2 commons and 1 uncommon. And yesterday after my run, I decided I was going to upgrade my shoe. So I listed it for sale. So and then I checked back and I was checking the marketplace and stuff. And then I seen it was gone from the marketplace, but then it was still in my wallet. So I was like, that's kind of strange. There was no money, there was no salt in my account. It was still in my wallet, but it was gone from the marketplace. So I said I'd try and unlist it. And then when I went to unlist it, it said item does not exist. So I thought it had been bought and it was just a delay with getting the solved. But it's been 36 hours now and still no sign of anything, and still the same situation. I opened the ticket about 24 hours ago and I haven't really heard anything yet. I was just wondering, is this kind of common at the moment or what? So I got back down to 2 shoes now, and I don't use their 4 shoes. I don't really use them, like, so the stats are poor and my energy's half. So I'm just kind of, just waiting to upgrade the shoe, like, and I'm not really sure what's going on.
Good for that one, Jace. I haven't heard the particular situation, so I list things every day as well.
So you're still in one shoe on marketplace and you can receive the so right?
Yeah, so I listed it for sale and I checked on the marketplace and it was there, and I checked back about an hour later and then I checked the marketplace and it was gone, but it was still in my wallet. But when I went to unlist it, it said item does not exist. So I thought it had been sold and I just hadn't got the sale yet, but it's still the same situation and I haven't received any sale. I can't unlist the shoe, I can't use the shoe. I'm back down to 2 energy, so I'm not really sure what's going on.
Okay, I'll open the ticket for you.
Yeah, I opened one then straight away. I'd say it's over 24 hours ago. I noticed.
Okay.
I was just wondering if this.
Yeah, what's the ticket number for you?
Oh, I just checked my email.
Alright. You open the ticket in your app or you open it in Discord?
I did one board.
Okay. Can you tell me the ticket in Discord server?
Where would you find the ticket number for that? Sorry.
If we created a ticket channel for you, we handle a problem there. There's a 4-digit number that you can find in the channel's name.
Alright, okay. I'll have a look there and said, maybe will I just message you afterwards or something? Just so I'm not taking up time when people try and ask questions.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Perfect, cheers, thanks.
Cheers, dude. Good luck. I noticed there was an an announcement yesterday from Gilgamesh. There's a few issues at the moment, so it looks like obviously this is one of the reasons why we're going to be getting a shutdown for them to fix these issues as they come about.
Yeah, I just kind of it's over for 95 cents, so it's a chunk of cash, like, and I just kind of wanted to upgrade the shoe, so I just kind of wanted to get it.
Not just that, it's now you've lost over half your energy because if it's sold for 95 cents, it was an uncommon. You've gone from 5 to
Yeah. And look, I know I might miss it over a couple of days, just trying to get it started so I can upgrade my shoes. I want the price of the shoe I want to buy to get away from me too much as well, like, So I just want to, I'd say you friend the best there or something, Jason, and I'll message you just so you can message me later or something.
Okay,
obviously you've got friend request turned off.
I'll add him.
Cheers, thanks, man.
Cheers, man. Good luck with the wisdom.
Thank you for
Thanks. Cheers, dude.
Now, one time until the next class.
Yes. Morning. It's 2 a.m. in my place, so for me it's late. 2 a.m. is Europe. Where are we, dude? Where's home?
Moscow.
Moscow. Wowzers. How do you go with the GPS at the moment as a random question for you? Maybe that is your question for us.
Not exactly, but just monitor the GPS for me running. Sometimes speed started jumping from 1924. So, but it's still the North has things in mind.
You guys use a different GPS over there, that's it. That's what
Yeah, so we have the Russian language for us, but GPS still working, but the quality of GPS it's worse than in Europe. It's our government is able or supporting or on the underground supporting station. Yeah.
No, that's cool. That's awesome. That helps. It's good to understand the dynamics around the world of the different countries. But I don't get to listen to all the A and A slot. I didn't get the Russia one last night. So yeah, very cool. How can you help that? The English is amazing.
I just thanks. I worked for a couple Fortune companies. So the last one was in Britain. So trying to work on that. So my question exactly was invented by a couple guys in the Russian community after a session on the Binance and yesterday on a session about the anti-cheating system. So one of the questions was about which are can be used as of course, the bicycling, car driving, and etc. It will be banned in the future. We understand how it can be detected from technical side, but we invent some case which probably will not be found by the machine learning system because we didn't invent some method to find the difference between running and the horse riding.
Sorry, so you're leading down the track that horse riding is usable, or I'm just trying to work out the question here.
So you can just run the StepN and do the horse riding against the running. So probably the move patterns, etc., will be pretty much the same to just simple running.
I mean, ideally down the track, the solution to a lot of this is that we start to fit bits and smart devices in, but that's a whole new kettle of fish. So it's, if we could have a smart device thinking out loud in courses, then that adds in different activities and different sports because it's monitoring your vitals. But it's not an easy solve. It's absolutely not an easy solve. Which devices do we use? Which ones do we bring into the game? What do people game those systems? So yeah, we talked about this a little bit with the anti-cheating this morning. It's a hard one for me. You can hear me outside. I'm doing my session this morning as well. I have the energy and the actually getting out and the fitness involved with the app. There's always going to be people that try and take advantage of it. Look, I'd love to see horse riding involved within it too because it's a great sport. It's good to be with the nature and the horse as well. Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to work on the anti-cheating because didn't really answer that one, I guess.
Thank you.
Thank you, dude. Sorry, I just don't have I can't actually get excited with the anti-cheating mechanism and how it's working. Are they going to ban out horse riding? Obviously, I don't know that side of it. But yeah, there will be people that are always going to try and take advantage and learn ways to game the system, so to speak. I would just kind of go, well, if you get caught and risk locked out, then you may lose your assets. So is it worth it long term? Manage your account properly, like do it properly physically, get out and earn that money the way it's intended.
Yeah, just doing this site that I know exactly a couple of people who already do the horse riding in StepN. So
yeah, I think this is the thing is that I was speaking with my partner last night. She works for a school, and one of her bosses, one of the vice principals of the school, he walks on a frame. So he's got a disability and walks on a frame, and he can do like 1 or 2 kilometres an hour, but sometimes he uses a buggy. And it makes me nervous, you know what I mean? Like, it makes me nervous is that it could possibly work for him, but how we came to game, like, it's one of those really hard situations. We've had another lady on stage here before talking about a wheelchair, and we'd love to see the disabled people coming into that possibility, because obviously their speed is good, and they'll manage the walkers quite easily, and even some of them could probably use a jogger if they're very fit people. But yeah, it's just, you've got to be careful that you're not breaking those terms of service, and if you are, then of course your account is at risk, your assets are at risk. Thank you, mate.
Okay, we have Sam Lam.
Just testing my mystery box this morning, Jason. 8 energy gets A levels 3. The Easter eggs. I'm still going through the Easter egg boxes for everyone. I'll try and get a video out with some of the opens and stuff like as well, because the Easter egg mystery box is still active, of course. The Easter event has finished, but if you open up a mystery box now, you're not always guaranteed that second Easter mystery box. I'm noticing something like maybe 50% roughly. I think I've gotten 2 out of my 4 that I've opened up, but yeah, you still are getting that extra mystery box, and the unlock timers are still about 2 days shorter than what they used to be. But yeah, sorry, who did we have, James?
Yeah, we have Sam Lam. Sam Lam. Thank you to us. Hi, can you hear us, Sam Lam? Yeah, okay. Hi, can you hear us? Hi, everyone, answer.
Good morning. Hi, Barndog. Luca here.
Luca, good morning, dude. One of our guests coming to Melbourne, from Melbourne to Brisbane, coming from Brisbane to Adelaide.
Exactly. Super excited to meet up and go for a few runs.
Yeah, I'll come along to Bryn's Friday morning one, and then grab a cuppa, and then I'll do jogging with Barndog afterwards.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's gonna be a full on weekend. I'm really excited. So I think we are all gonna end up doing more running than what we signed up for, but that's the fun of it. That's what happens when you hang out with people in the physical world as well. So that's great. I have a couple of questions, suggestions, or insights from to that from yourself and Jason. Do we have any stats in regards to minting twins when you mint shoes with more than 2 mints each, maybe 3 mints, 4 mints? Because I remember on the white paper it says the more mints your shoes have, the more chances you have to have a twin. Is there any stats out there?
No stats out. The team doesn't release stats, hoping people don't do the cookie cutter. So imagine if they release those stats, that's going to affect the marketplace. There are people that record. The problem is that data is not huge from the community, because you don't know how many hundreds of thousands of mints are happening versus what the percentage of the people are actually reporting those mints. And normally people that are successful are more prone to give their statistics than the people that are less successful. So at the moment, the answer to that is no. I minted an uncommon last night that had 3 mints on it, and I held my breath because if it failed and gave me a common shoe, then it would have 4 mints and I'd have to go again. There's no community for me on that one. That's now got when next time we've got a GMT use case coming out that's going to increase your chance of twin minting, I'm going to think about minting off that bad again. She's got 4 on it now. I'm like, come on, let's roll that dice. But, yeah, it's a bit of an unknown at the moment. I have seen something with 7 mints on it, so I don't know the owner of that shoe, but at 6 inches guaranteed one or not, so I can't answer that question either.
Yeah, okay, cool, fair enough. Actually, it's a good lead way to the next question I had in terms of the battery. So at the moment I'm sitting myself on 10 shoes and 12 energies, and basically I'm trying to work out my strategy for the battery, and I'm thinking whether, as you pointed to, you probably have shoes with a lot of pins on them as your battery that you're gonna just keep there. And I'm wondering what is the best strategy there, because at the moment they're all sitting on 1 or 2 mints, mostly 1 mint. And yeah, I'm considering whether it is a waste and whether it makes more sense to have a battery with more mints on it than you just leave them there.
I still like the 0-1 mint strategy. I think that the twins itself is too hard a chance to rely on. I've done a lot of common bits, and last night my uncommon bit was the first uncommon bit I did in probably 4 to 8 weeks. It's been ages since I've been running the 0-1 mint flip strategy myself, and in the time I've run it, I've had an uncommon upgrade. Actually got that on finance, and then I've had 3 trainers. So I like the 0-1 mint flip because you're getting you're keeping that cost at the baseline 200. Of course, that 200 now is 60% GST and 40% GMT, so it's actually cheapened the cost of that strategy and minting overall. So what would I suggest? There's different ways you could rotate out some of those battery sneakers with a high mint, if you like, by taking on another mint on one of your other shoes and then selling the higher minted one for a floor. But in the end, you still need those batteries, don't you? You still need it. So it depends on with a 9/10 sneaker combination. Obviously, the 10's doing nothing, but you need to work out: do I have a GMT sneaker in there? Do I have an efficiency? With 10, you probably can just have one versatile efficiency earner, and then I would be very much considering having a comfort as a secondary, building that up. I did some math on this last night. I think it's something like 600 GST and 200 GMT to get a sneaker from level 0 to level 30. The people need to look at these figures and go, wow, earning GMT is possible, yes, but it takes about 3 weeks to level that sneaker. And then your baseline cost, 600 GST, 200 GMT. That's, once you work that out, $3,000-4,000 worth of assets, tokens. So for some people, they need to go, be realistic. A lot of people are going, okay, I've got 3 to 9. Do I earn GMT? Well, now we know how much it is to level. We know how long it takes. Or do you consider to stay on the GST earnings? So GST, we don't talk about it often enough, but GST will never stay as high as it is now. Eventually, it can come down. And we might go to more GMT earnings, or GST price might come down with more users. And people do need to be thinking about this GMT earning potential. And, you know, obviously I speak about mine. My sneaker's going up to 25 at the moment. I'm ready, and I'm starting to think about gems. But we know it's June. We know it's June-ish, roughly, that GMT earnings start coming in once we've had all of these 10 use cases. So I'd be thinking, Luca, about your GMT. And to do that, you can have you can keep a resilience gem in your sneaker you're using now and put that into your GMT earner. Chris did a really good thread yesterday. The French ambassador, he did an awesome thread yesterday about resilience. Now, but is a 4th resilience gem better than a 4th earning gem? So I think logically, no. I actually think that 4 earning gems will be better long term. So you need to not forget about resilience. You absolutely need to understand you need to put stats into resilience. But do you put a level 2/level 3 gem into a resilience and overshoot the mark? Or do you try and find a shoe that's got 4 comfort slots or 4 efficiency slots? But what I like about the Resilience Gem is I still value it highly, because if you're running a Lux sneaker, efficiency sneaker, or GMT sneaker, all of those can use that Resilience Gem and get value out of it 100% of the time.
No, fantastic, fantastic. And look, the other thing as well that's I'm trying to figure out whether there is a value or not. So, for example, I have a GST earner that it doesn't actually is now a super class. It's one of the first ones uncommon I had, and I got I'm not such. I love that shoe in the sense that it was my first shoe, so I'm probably spending more time and money on that that it's worth. But basically, I'm working out whether to get it all the way up to level 30 or not. And I'm on level 27 now. And is there any real, so in terms of GST using the math, you between 28 and 30, you only get like 5 GST per day more, or seems like maybe 8 GST per day, looking at the calculator. So that means that the cost for it, return of investment is 50 days. So is there any other benefit to hit level 30? So I guess there is the total amount of GST you can earn in a day that will increase, but is there any other benefit at the moment to hit with the GST hit level 30 or not?
Obviously, naming a sneaker comes at level 30. It's an option. I don't know whether respecting a sneaker is going to be limited to level 30 or not. Don't listen to that. I think that's happening. But so I like that you're working out the differences, because I think level 29 is still worthwhile, even for a GST earning sneaker. Level 30, people need to analyse. It's 100 GST, it's 100 GMT. There's a cost of $800-900 to it. What's my return on investment of that? That is good. That is good thinking. It depends on your sneaker at hand as well. So you say it's not that good. So what's the sneaker, Luca? It's uncommon. What stats and all that kind of stuff?
It's an uncommon. At the moment, it's got stats is 140. I can push it. Yeah.
Base. Is it a good base stat? What gems have you got?
So the base stats are 12.44 efficiency, and I only have one efficiency socket with the +1. So the tips are the extra
uncommon socket. So what are your other 3 sockets in the what colours are your other 3?
There are 2 Lux and 1 Resilience.
So it's a good luck sneaker ultimately. So what I would do with that sneaker is, I can tell you right now, I've got a level 30 uncommon jogger that I've got points in comfort and too many points in resilience. This comes back to needing respect. I use that sneaker and alternate that sneaker with another uncommon, and I earn more. So if I want to do my luck strategy, you put level 2 or level 3 gems into it, or if I want to just earn money, then I have a big yellow gem in there. I've got a level 3 yellow gem, and I alternate between both pairs of sneakers. The 12 base scat is still good. You could consider possibly taking it to 30, or you could consider running it with a secondary sneaker. That could be an option. You would need to have a look at the specs and the points. I think with 2 luck sockets, it doesn't really matter what your base luck is, where it is. Or do you know what your base luck is?
13.5.
Yeah, so that's a good base luck. You could run 2 level 2 to 3 gems in it. 2 level 2 gems and somewhere like maybe 70 to 120 luck. Run that, halve that every so half the time you use your luck sneaker, half the time you use a GST earner, and then alternate your purple gem, your yellow gem between the 2 sneakers. So ideally, if you found yourself a sneaker that had 3 yellows and a purple in it, that'd be schmick. And I would be putting a big boy level 3 gem into the yellow. That's how I do mine. But I just want to, before I lose track of it, talk to people about the comfort one more way. So with your comfort sneakers, we know there's this cost of 600 GST and 200 GMT from 0 to 30. One alternative way to do it, because people might think, holy shit, that's a lot of money. It is. But one way you could consider to do it, At the moment, I don't know the costing on what the respec and how that's going to work, but you could level up your sneaker that's got red gem sockets and a purple gem socket. You could level that up to 30, but you could put your points into efficiency. And then at level 30, you swap it to a GMT earner. That's an alternative for people to go, but we don't want to level up 2 of the different sneakers. You could level up a comfort sneaker that you're going to convert at level 30, and along the way you can bang all your points into GST and have a good earning sneaker. Not everybody's going to have the capacity to have 2 to 3 sneakers built, so that is one alternative to doing that. You won't be able to use gems along the way. You can put a purple in, of course, but it just means you level it up as an efficiency, and then at 30 you switch it. But Luca, yeah, I have a chat to you when we're live, and I can show you what I'm talking about with the uncommons and stuff. But that's not a bad sneaker, dude. That's a good efficiency. And if you alternate that as a luxe sneaker with another sneaker, but then ideally you're going to want yourself a good. If you've got a good common 3 to 4 yellow socket sneaker, that would be a viable combination. You don't need to buy 2 uncommon to make that work. Am I still here?
Yeah, making mistake, man.
That's all right, it might disconnected. So yeah, people listening in is, if you've got a luxe sneaker that's uncommon, you can still make a viable 2 sneaker strategy with your second sneaker being a common efficiency sneaker. If you have a good base stat, you can get up, 9 or 10 points. So when you gem it, that's a viable option, because the difference between common and uncommon sneakers is quite high. Some people that's not really an option. But how are we going for time, Chase? I know you're a busy man.
Let's go on that one.
Yeah.
Can you speak now? Hi, Dennis. Do you hear us?
Hello.
Come on, David.
Hey, can you just give me a second? I'll just open my speakers. I have a couple of questions actually. So number one is, like, if I have a sneaker that is a jogger and it has had to be on the speed of 4 to 10 kilometers. So is it like if I go to the maximum speed that is 10, I'll earn more GSPs, or
No.
it doesn't matter if I stay in between them? Like,
So you just want to stay in the optimal zone, the green zone, I call that as well. Yeah, you stay in the green, dude. I like to be in the middle if possible. I don't like to be at the outer limits of the number, because if your GPS adjusts a little bit, it gets that room in the middle. With joggers, I try to sit around 6 to 8 if I can first. That's just a personal thing. But yeah, with runners, for example, with my runners, I will normally sit somewhere between 10 and 12. Obviously, I'm an old dude. I'm not going to hit 15 to 18.
I see. So it doesn't matter, like, if you remain between the optimal speed, right? That is 1 to 4 to 10.
That's right. That is right. Yep. That's what actually makes the trainer sneakers so well placed as a sneaker in the game, because your optimal speed is 1 to 20. You can stay any speed, you can walk, you can run, you can jog. It's good for people that want to sprint and then jog afterwards. So if you're doing some kind of big test or sprint test, or you might be playing soccer on a football field. So, like, there's all these options where the trainer actually becomes a really cool sneaker.
So that was actually was confused about, like, it says like that the optimal speed is 1 to 20, but the base return is 4 to 6.25 GST. So I was thinking, like, if you stay around 5 to 1, between 5 to 1, then you'll earn like 4 GSTs, and if you are above like the 10th speed, you'll earn
it's just a randomization within the trainers. So as long as you're between 1 and 20 kilometers an hour, so as long as you're moving, you just earn a random amount. So the trainers got this inbuilt thing. A lot of people still don't realise we have this randomisation in the game that we brought in a little while ago. So you might earn a higher amount one day and a lesser amount the next. and then it kind of averages out over a period of time as being that 46.25. So a lot of people are putting stats out in Discord at the moment, and we're seeing graphs that potentially trying to earn more than a runner. So this is the thing, is that it's definitely a good sneaker, but it's a matter of cost. So because it's a good sneaker, they're valued more by the community, and they buy and sell.
All right. And the second question is like, I think it has been already answered, but I just wanted to confirm, like, if my shoes are like my efficiency to the like maximum, and if I reach level 30 and I have like not so much in the comfort, right? The points in comfort. So is it like the efficiency wouldn't matter if you want to earn GMTs after level 30? It doesn't matter what the efficiency, it just matters what the comfort is, right? I mean, the comfort should be at maximum to earn GMTs.
Your core base stat to earn GST is efficiency. So when you go to level 30 and you flip that switch, your core base stat will be comfort. So ideally, you're going to want to have two sneakers if you want to earn both coins. But there are multiple ways to think about that. So you're going to want to have, I think, a comfort sneaker fully bombed out. That's my opinion. I think comfort's going to be great for the first 2 months. Absolutely the best potential chance to earn during that time. But you might have a luck sneaker that you run as a secondary sneaker. This is a good little trick. Luke was talking about how he had 211 is his gem colours. So you could have a luck sneaker that you're still running the luck and getting mystery boxes, but on that luck sneaker, you choose to earn GST. So that could be a good way that you could earn GST, GMT, and mystery boxes on a rotation through your period of the game. Does that help?
Yeah, right. Like if I just maximize the luck and comfort on the second jogger, that's what, right?
Well, no. So what I'm trying to show the people is you've got to work out what you want to earn long term. How you're going to do that? How can you do that without having 3-4 sneakers? Because to get a sneaker up to level 30 is quite hard. But one way that you could do it is you could have a luck sneaker that earns GST, and then you flick the switch and you go to a comfort sneaker. So there are ways that you can earn all 3 options of the game, which is GST, GMT, and mystery boxes. So there are ways to do that. I'm not, I want people to be careful when they look at it. Luck's in a weird spot at the moment. We're still trying to understand it with the changes and the gems. But ultimately, you're going to need GST and GMT, whether you earn it or whether you swap it in app or swap it on a DEX or anywhere. You've got to factor in, how do I earn that? What's my best chance? How can I do it where I don't need to have 3 or 4 sneakers? Some of us in the game later on are going to want to have the resilient sneaker because we're going to be doing 21 kilometres. So we need to think about, how does my resilience affect in that? If I'm doing a half marathon or a marathon event, obviously you can't repair during that event. So there comes in another potential sneaker to have. So do I have back in the day, the marathon was talked about being an efficiency and resilience. So efficiency meaning you would earn more GST and that would put you higher up the leaderboard. But you had to combat that with resilience to make sure you shoot if you go below 50% durability. That'll be gameplay much later in the year. But they're the things that make the old Barndog brain tick. Is I try to think long term in the game and where we're going, and those are things later on. But at the moment, GMT, once you get to level 30, comfort will be your primary stat. And I don't know, and I can't tell everyone what the cost of respecking, what reallocating your points is going to be. We know that it's going to be a 1-for-1 combination. That was suggested as a 1-for-1, but we don't know if that's exactly 1 GST to swap 1 base point. It could be maybe 1 GST gets you to respec 10 base points. So we just don't know that figure yet until we actually get it in the game.
All right, and the earning is also not measured, right? Because I read on my paper, it's written like after the 30th level, if you decide to earn GMTs, that'd be 15 to 300 USD. So
that's all. Earning is not capped to GMT. Earning is, there's going to be a set allocation of GMT earned per day, per time. So there might be a X earned for the hour of 12 to 1, X earned for the hour of 1 to 2. So it works like that, and then the amount of people farming GMT, that X and Y is distributed amongst those people. Does that make sense? Quite like Bitcoin farming, how it's proof of work, and there's a certain amount of people working that put towards the hash rate, and then that returns a certain amount of Bitcoin allocation on that.
But that would also depend on like the what secret you have. Like if you have an active one, then you're getting more than the one that's just a common job.
Right. Yep. So to do on that, plus also it factors in, is it a walker, jogger, runner? Are you earning more based on that? But yeah, of course, the people that have a higher comfort are going to take a higher portion of that, which is why I've started preparing my gyms. You know, like I'd like to have, if I can, level 3 gyms. All right. On level 4s, but I don't think I'll get there. I know I can try to get to level 3s. I'm going to try and do my mints. I'm going to try and mint my level 3s for that.
Okay. Awesome, man. Thanks a lot. And just last question: how do you think would be the prices of GST would be in like 2 or 3 months? What do you think the price would be?
I can't give you the price. That's it. I'm not Nostradamus. The thing with GST and GMT to understand, and this isn't trying to shirk the question, but it's interesting. It's interesting to watch. This week, we had the cost of minting, 40% GST of the cost of minting reduced. The token was $5.70. They took 40% of the cost of minting off GST, and it went down to $4.80. But now it's at $5.50. Like it's just a weird beast. You would imagine that the coin would have dropped in value. But because there's so many people coming into the ecosystem, there's still that pressure on the coin, that use case is very valid still. So the team is monitoring it. They're making sure they bring out GMT for the longevity of the game, and the use cases are strong. We know it's 6 billion tokens for GMT. So I've said to people last week on my TLDR, GMT is at $2.20. Think about getting some. I said this week on my TLDR, it was at $3.20 when I did that. People should be thinking about GMT. So I think there'll be a gradual gain, but keep in mind, once GMT earning comes out, that changes the ballpark, because there's no longer just buying pressure. You will have selling pressure as well, because for earning it, we can choose to offload it if we want.
Because I'm just saying, like, if there are so many people already, but I don't see the price going down, because I think not so many people are selling GSTs basically. So I mean, like from your side, I get like it's gonna be really stable, right? It's not gonna go down like to $1 or something like that. I mean, in a like short term, like 1 or 2 months.
I can't see that happening. The last stable price we saw was about $3.50. So at $3.50, it sat stable there for 4 weeks. So you would call that the support, the floor. But then, of course, we had the twin minting, the double percentage chance during that, and that caused it to spike. At the end of the twin minting, we couldn't remove our GST from spending to wallet. So that caused a lot of buyer pressure on GST, caused it to spike up to its all-time high. So I monitor the coins all day. But I don't like to speculate for people. I don't speculate on the coins, so I don't buy for speculation. I think this is going to boost. But then, of course, I got GMT in the Trailblazers. So I earned GMT, and this is very real for people to understand. But I'm still thinking, okay, if I use my GMT here, and here, I think I used 480 GMT last night on the mint. So obviously my GMT has an end point of when it's going to last, and all of these new things are coming out that we use it for, and that's why I want to make sure I have earners, and I'm ready to capture that GMT when it comes out. I think GMT could continue to go up. So it could continue to go up. A lot of people going, oh, it's going to make $10. It's going to be twice this, twice that. None of that matters. There are really, really great use cases for both tokens, and it shows you if a game spends the time to deal with their tokenomics, even when Bitcoin dies to 38K, which it was at this morning. GMT and GST are both going up. So it shows you last time it died to 34,000, I think it was earlier in the year, GST went up. So if there's great utility out of the coin in the game, it's growing, people are showing and rewarding the company by the valuation of the coin being higher, of course. So, you know, the price of GMT means we've got a 20 billion valuation on StepN. That's huge. And that's the people rewarding StepN with confidence in the coin and the token.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man. Like, watch all your videos on YouTube, and it's very educational, and thanks a lot for answering all the questions.
Thank you, dude. Look, I hope I've not avoided the question too much, but I don't like people to speculate on it, and I'm not here to force
Well,
people
you know,
to
like, the coins make sense. Like, you never know, like, what the price, the so you never know, but it's still like answer.
Yeah, it's funny. I would have expected GST to go down more. I did expect it to go down more, and I also thought GMT would go up.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I was thinking as well. Yeah, but
so that's two funny situations where this is what I love about the game is it's you can watch all of this and you can sit there, and I try to be not that person, that YouTuber that does GMT is going to move to get 20,000 clicks on the video. I don't care about that. You know, like you say, I try to put out good content. So that's awesome, dude. Cheers. Glad I could help.
all right, awesome, man. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Yeah, very surprised GST didn't go down further, but here we are. It's showing. I don't know. You said the same yesterday, I think, Jace.
Yeah, definitely, because the demand is still bigger than down response. So
400,000 daily active users. We're getting more and more users into the game. They need that GST. They're leveling up sneakers. They're minting. Yes, it's a strange beast. It's certainly interesting to watch.
yeah, Barndog, do you use TJ Telegram?
Do I use Telegram? I do. Yes. Do I use it actively? Not really. So this Discord is easily the better place to get a hold of me. Is that someone from the crowd?
Yeah, someone created also serial of StepN speaker. If you're interested, you can search on such as the speaker pack StepN, then you can find them.
Send me a link, Jason. I'll have a look.
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome.
Okay, so yeah, that's for today. Everyone on stage has spoken. So
Yeah, we can wrap it up. So a good day, a really good day. Today is Wednesday. I've actually got an interview on YouTube with a company called Meta Money. It'll be interesting because it's obviously a lot of people are trying to get a hold of StepN, and through StepN and trying to come in through myself. It's kind of an experience where I get to live with everybody in the public and help StepN users. So that'll be interesting to see what they're doing and how they're bringing the metaverse to real life people. So they're trying to interview people and see how the metaverse is going to change the world. And I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but I like how StepN is bringing us back to the real world. We go outside, we exercise, we play the game with our family, we play the game with our friends, with our children. By playing the game, it's just getting outside and either walking or jogging. Usually, during the game, it's a really amazing feeling. Actually getting out, doing an hour run, the soreness afterwards, that's not the amazing part of it. All the endorphins and the happy drugs you're getting from actually getting out and doing that exercise is amazing. So StepN's not just a money earning app. It's not about crypto. It's not all about that. There's so much to it that it can bring to us in the world. It's powering in numbers. We've got this confidence in the tokens we talked about just at the end there. There's confidence in the team. I asked a lot of hard questions at the AMA on the weekend, and John knocked them out of the park. So it was a good week overall, I think, for the game. And you know, we can see from there that it's a beast to be fun and have a part of. So don't just think about the actual game, the money you're earning. Think about the safety, the longevity of it. Make sure you're getting out there, getting the right sneakers, getting your, you know, putting sun cream on, basic stuff. But enjoy it while it's here, absolutely, and grow with the game, and that helps socialify all these kinds of things the game can bring out down the track. But we do have that Twitter space in a few hours, not in a few hours, it's about 6 hours now. And then Thursday again back there. Tomorrow I've got Mr. Ox joining me. And we do it all again. We talk to people, help people, and keep going with the game. But any closing thoughts from you, James?
Has anyone, I just let anyone know that we have the Discord speaker contest. So if you have people really talented in creating this stuff, let them join. There's a huge amount of prize waiting for them. So unleash your creativity.
$10,000 of GMT. That is massive. So, you know, if you get them in there, that's to create, it's a gift for Twitter. They've got to handle it. There's a special code to it. It's a special type of file type, isn't it? To be in Discord, to be the animated, what you're after.
Sorry?
So they, to do the competition, do they fill it in Twitter? They put the actual gift in Twitter, and that's going to be a different format for Discord. Is that right?
Oh yeah, because on Twitter you can only send a GIF format, but on Discord you can send the original Discord speaker format, which is PNG.
So I think there was 5 prizes, Jason, isn't it? It's 10,000 first prize, and then it's like $2,000 for the next 4. I think it's something like that. So it's a monster prize. So even not getting first place, there's going to be some great incentive. Get your friends in if they're creative types, get them in, make it. I love seeing these creation events. Just one more reminder as well, then, for safety in crypto, in turning off privacy functions. Team members will not message you. We're getting a lot of it at the moment. We're getting a lot of people impersonating us, both in Twitter, in Telegram, in Discord, in YouTube and stuff. They tag onto some of the messages. So don't give away private details. You know, you see phrases, your email address, all those kinds of things to a random person messaging you. We say it, but it still happens. We still get people saying, "Oh, I've been scammed. I've been taken advantage of. Please help." And it's hard. You can't help everybody. It's always get that out there. Be safe. Turn your privacy settings off, so people can't randomly message you as well. With these, if it sounds too good to be true deals, usually it's good to be true. But Jason, as always, great stage. A lot of good questions today. I like it, man. You have a good Wednesday, and I'll see you in about 6 hours, I think.
Yeah. See you soon.
See you guys.